Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing? So this is the fourth and final January update for the movie Marquee challenge, no blanket challenge. Have you noticed the change? The change being Sandy and I, this is who is doing this with me, is Miss Sandy from Crochet A Canada. We started out doing the movie Marquee blanket challenge, meaning we were picking 6 movies each, total of 12, one per month, and we were going to take turns picking, January being Sandy's month, then my month in February, then Sandy's, then mine, Sandy's, mine. You get the picture. You're all very smart. And we were going to do a blanket per month based off of the movie posters. Which, yes, very ambitious. I think I've said that each time. But it has not been everybody's forte, or it has been too ambitious or intimidating maybe for some. And Sandy does not particularly enjoy blankets as much as I do, much like if we had made it a sweater or wearable challenge. I probably wouldn't have done it because it would be too intimidating for me, because I've only made one wearable besides shawls, and I don't think I would have been able to commit to 12 months of them, that's for sure. So we decided to kind of open it up a little bit further so that you could just do anything. So if you want to take our movie and take the colors from the poster and do a shawl or a cowl or amigurumi or whatever your little heart's desire that you want to make for it, and show us on our Facebook pages, that would be phenomenal, like wonderful. We don't care what it is, or hat, or yeah, just the sky's the limit, whatever you want. But back to this month. This month was a blanket for us. I, by the way, will probably still be doing blankets because I love doing blankets. So unless I just end up with, too much to do, I will probably just do blankets. That being said, this month was Sandy's month, and she picked The Silence of the Lambs, which was an awesome movie, by the way. And it's been so long since I've seen it. Awesome movie. I forgot how much I loved Hannibal Lecter. Because I tend to side with the villains, if you guys haven't noticed. But that being said, the colors of the poster were just like, yes, a lot of it was like black and white. But what really stood out to me were the oranges, and there was a burnt orange and a bright orange. And I ended up I of course didn't bring the 2 oranges with me, partially because I didn't have any of the dark orange left. I used, and by the way, I'm endeavoring to use up my stash yarn, my collection yarn, my stash yarn, my overabundance of yarn, whatever you want to call it, to get some of this gone, instead of going out and buying stuff for it. Like, unless it's something that I just do not have anything for, cannot possibly do, or maybe I need one more of, or that kind of thing, which I thought I was going to run into, but I made it work. Because I thought I had 2 of these and I only had 1. I used a Bernat Value, I think it was. It was a Bernat. I just can't remember if it was a Bernat like Super Saver or whatever, or if it was a Bernat Value, but I think it was a Value. In the color Cedar Heather, I believe it was called, Heathered Cedar. And that was a dark burnt orange. And then for the bright orange, I used a Joann's Big Twist. Yeah, Big Twist Value. Just their version of like a Red Heart Super Saver in just the color orange. But then for the black and white of the poster, I have an abundance of this Yarn Bee Stripe It which is really similar in feel and in fiber to Scarfy yarn. And so I love Scarfy yarn. If you guys have been with me any amount of time, you probably already know that. So I really wanted to use that up since I have it, because why just hoard it? But yeah, so I decided to use that. And what I used it on, let me put that away, because that was one of the skeins I did not use yet, and I'm got it tucked under here for right now. What I decided to do for the pattern was a mile a minute blanket, because I was scared I wouldn't get it done for the first month. I was a little bit intimidated. Here's how it came out, because the black and the white striped however it felt like striping, and I just ran with it. I didn't control that at all. And I just alternated between the cedar heather color and the orange color. The only thing I did was make sure that since I had 2 balls of the orange, I started and ended on the orange. And I just let it go as it went throughout the blanket. And I did not make my goal the first month of making a very small blanket. I'm actually going to try to remember to put a picture in here so you can see it, because I don't have the room to stand up. And this is a very small room, if you haven't noticed. Like, I do have it in a corner angle here, but like the room itself is also very small. So I just don't have the room to show you it. And Damon was kind enough to stand up for me to take a picture with it, and it's quite big. It is very cuddleable, and we have 4-degree weather right now. I know we've all been comparing like coldness, and I'm not saying that I won, because I saw somebody in one of the Facebook groups, I think it was in Rose's Facebook group, maybe it was Rose that posted it, actually, that it was -7 this morning. Not with wind chill, with like her car said it. -7. That's insane. I'm sure it gets much colder, but like I always say, I'm from Michigan, and like we're used to the cold, and like we're used to the cold. But like A, I'm a big baby about the cold, and B, like we're used to the cold, but not like Antarctic cold. Is Antarctic the colder of the two? I think it is. Anyway, it's cold. It's cold for me. It's cold. So it is nice and big and snuggly. And because there is some wool in the white and black portion, it is even warmer. It's very nice. Like, I loved putting it together, because like, you know that glorious moment anyway when you are putting a blanket together and it's in cold weather and it's like keeping you warm while that happens. It was just lovely. So, and I love covering up with it. It's nice. I really like this blanket a lot. So yeah, that ended up being my progress. I did make it, so I'm pretty happy about that. And on February 1st, you can join me if you will, and I will be drawing my blanket I almost said movie and stitch, because that's the other project I'm working on. No, I will be drawing mine. And you can see what movie we'll be working on. So I hope you come back and join us, and I hope you go over to Sandy's channel and see her progress. Everything that we do will also be in a playlist that I have, and I will have that link down below. I've got Sandy's channel link down below. I've got my Facebook group. I believe I have Sandy's Facebook group. So if you have finished your project, or you want to just show the work that you're doing on it, feel free to post that in our Facebook groups, because we both really want to see if you've been inspired to do something for January. And like I said, there's mine one more time. I am very pleased with how this came out. I've only ever made one other mile a minute blanket. If you've been with me for a year or so, I made it. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say, was I made it the way Krista from The Secret Yarnery made it, which was like a join as you go. So it also had like the gaps here. And with this one, You guys know, like every time I talk about a blanket, I talk about the only thing I want to do is a continuous join, like with the squares. I did the continuous join with this also in a way, like I still did just the strips, obviously still, but I joined it with the continuous join. So it has that, there's no gape between, but it is a flat join still, if you can see that. And what I really like about it too is it almost looks sewn, or there's like that little like braid sewn looking line in between. It's really a very pretty finish, and you always get that finish, and it's always flat, except for that little ridge where it looks sewn instead of like a crocheted thicker ridge. I cannot speak more highly for the continuous join, even if all I did was do it in a strip and end it like here. Because what I did was I'd start in a peak on the strip, and I'd crochet down. Well, you know, obviously the first one I just crocheted the whole strip. The next one I'd start at a peak and I would crochet down it, and then I would join it together with the other one with my continuous join. And then when I'd get all the way to the other side, I'd obviously stop the continuous join and just keep going, you know, on my way, and then go down and finish the side. The next strip I'd do the same thing. I'd start at the peak, and then I'd go down to the continuous and start the continuous join and go down. But that way it's a solid blanket there instead of having like little gaps where you just joined them together the usual way that people do them, I guess. And there was also no sewing then either. So I'm very happy with the join that I did. I'm very happy with this. And I also don't think if I will make more Mile a Minute blankets because I like making them now. But I think I like making them because of that. I just don't like all the little gaps. And this is like the only way I like to join a blanket, like ever. Seriously, like, every time I talk about a blanket, I link the tutorial that I made for it just because I want to get it out there and show you guys. And I'll try to remember to link that down below also. But like, even if you don't learn it from my tutorial, there's at least 2 other tutorials I think out there for it, because my tutorial, I learned it the way that I do it from piecing together a couple other ones that didn't quite fully hit it for me until I watched both of them and pieced those together in my head. So hopefully like one of them would resonate with you guys. Because like not everyone learns from the same tutorial the same way, and not everyone explains it the same. But like, I just want to link it all the time just to like get that out there for you guys. Because I swear I don't think there's a better join ever. Like, I want to be the poster child for the continuous join. Like, honestly, I love it so much. Give it a try, you guys. Your next blanket, like for those of you who hate sewing or piecing together blankets, give it a try for real. Take my word for it. I promise you won't be disappointed as long as you get it. Like, you will not be disappointed. It took me a minute to like sit there and like make it work in my head. And as soon as I got it, I've never looked back. Never. I've done one blanket that wasn't the continuous join. That was my hopper blanket. And it was only because for aesthetic purposes, I wanted it to look exactly like the hopper blanket, or I never would have not done the continuous join even on that one. So anyway, I am going to end this here, but like I said, make sure to check out Sandy. Make sure to come back on the 1st of February and check out which movie I pick, and then head over to Sandy's channel again and see her reaction to doing that movie. So we will talk very soon about that, and I will see you in the next video very soon because I have more coming out for you. I will talk to you soon, guys. I love you. Bye.